Hey, hi guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I'm compiling interview questions on validation rules. So let's get started. What are validation rules? Validation rules verifies the data entered by the user as specified in the business requirement before they can save it. It contains a formula or expression that evaluates the data in one or more fields and returns a value of true or false, and also contains the error message that we want to display to the user. If the value returns true, that confirms user has entered invalid data. So in order to save the record, user has to correct the invalid data. When the validation rule gets fired, it fires during create and update DML operation. This means that system will evaluate validation rules on the creation of new records and also on updating existing user record. Can we bypass validation rules for certain user? Yes, we can bypass validation rules through many ways. One of the easiest way by creating checkbox field on the user record, then we can include that field in our validation condition. For example, you can create a field name on the user record called exclude user from validation, and you can keep the default value as false, and you can include that field in your error condition, in your validation condition. So here I have included that field, exclude user from validation rules, and kept the value as false. When all these conditions are true, then only the validation rule will work. So if you want to exclude this validation rule for a certain user, you have to keep the value as true, right? So is it possible to fire validation rule only for records which is being updated and not to newly inserted record? Yes, we can use isNew function. This function returns true or false based on record is created or updated. If record is created, it returns true, otherwise false. So we can include this function in our error condition. Only works when isNew is false, right? What is the difference between isBlank and isNull? IsNull works only for data types field, whereas isBlank function works for both number and text data type fields. So if you have to use, you can use instead of using isNull, you can use isBlank in new formulas. Both functions have same functionality, but isBlank support text field. And Salesforce will continue to support isNull, so you don't need to worry and change your existing formulas. What are the different ways to make the field required in Salesforce? So in order to make the field required, while creating the field, you can make the field required, and also through page layout, through validation rules, and through effects triggers. Is there any way through which validation rule is bypassed while doing upload through data loader, but not when user is creating record from user interface? Yes, we can bypass while doing upload through data loader. So what we have to do for that, we can create a checkbox field as API upload, or you can name any, right? Make this field hidden in the page layout, create a validation rule, and in evaluation criteria, first check if the checkbox is false and then check other validation criteria. Whenever user upload records through data loader, specify for this checkbox as true in, right? So you can always, you have to put some examples whenever you are facing interviews. So get some example, when you are explaining about validation rules, and you are, making claim that you have good expertise on validation rules. So at least you should have 3-4 examples. So here I'm quoting just 2 examples. So, and you can find more on Trailhead, or also you can Google it. So the first example is validate that the account number is numeric if not blank. So what we are checking, so if we are if account number is not blank, it should be number. So if user is putting anything apart from number, then it will show an error message, right? Validates that custom date field contains a date within the current year. So there might be some custom date field on the page layout, and where you want to validate whether the user is entering the current year or not. In order to avoid putting the back dates, so you can put this validation rules when year my date. So this is the custom field that you have created, my date, and year function will return the year, and if it is not equal to the year of today's date, then it will show you that it will display an error message on the UI, right? So that's all guys. So hope you like the content of this video, and let me know if you have any further questions. Thank you guys.